Live at the Regal Plaza Hotel, Nabua, Camarines Sur. We give you the faces that would soon represent the beauty and the elegance of ACLC College of IRIGA. Please welcome our stunning candidates for their production number.
Levanta a mão pro ar e deixa o pé arrastar. Mãozinha na cintura, quero ver você dançar. Todo mundo vai cantando, o coração acelerando, dançando e rebolando sem parar. E quando o sol raiar, a alegria vai chegar. Todo mundo vai dançar, a vida vai brilhar. Quando o monte conquistar, no samba do Brasil. É tropical, samba do Brasil, sensacional, samba do Brasil, é mundial, samba do Brasil, fenomenal, samba do Brasil. Entra no movimento, galera, vamos pirar. Vamos curtindo essa onda, ninguém pode negar. Todo mundo vai cantando, todo mundo vai pulando, dançando e rebolando sem parar. E quando o sol raiar, a alegria vai chegar. Todo mundo vai dançar, a vida vai brilhar. Quando o monte conquistar, no samba do Brasil. É tropical, samba do Brasil, sensacional, samba do Brasil, é mundial, samba do Brasil, fenomenal, samba do Brasil.
Gianluca Baltera, Programming.
Hurlzer Bomber Gondola, representing Humanities and Social Sciences.
Then Cedric Lubino, representing General Academic Strand.
Dairal Lula, College Department.
Marcela Arcilia Tan, representing College Department.
Barbie Ann de Los Santos Floriano, proud and honored to represent Science and Technology, Engineering and Mathematics.
Ryan Gambal, General Academic Strand.
Mary Claire Chavez, Humanities and Social Sciences.
Patrick Perez Manaog, representing Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics.
Tricia Belanda Lianza, Humanities and Social Sciences.
Frank Russell Icada, representing Accountancy and Business Management.
Charles Justin C. Mejia, Accountancy and Business Management.
Mark Luigi Espiritu, representing Humanities and Social Sciences.
Princess Sandante, General Academic Strand.
Tadeus Bichayda Katimbang, representing Humanities and Social Sciences.
Christine Pipiderial, Accountancy and Business Management.
Mark Lencel Navales Amparado, representing Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics.
Jonna Lara Rabakal, General Academic Strand.
Ken Angela Oida Javier, representing Humanities and Social Sciences.
Jason Puntillas, Programming.
Jamila Isaiah Piñonesibo, representing Accountancy and Business Management.
Micaela Juliana de Lima, General Academic Strand.
Let's welcome your host, Ms. Genevieve Kalinagan.
Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, and all in between. Welcome to this year's search for the next Mr. and Ms. ACLC IRIGA, who will reign supreme. Let's not wait any further. So candidates, you may now have your exit. I'll be calling you back later on.
Let's put our hands together as we welcome the Board of Judges who were given the most difficult job this afternoon in selecting who really has the shot to the crown. Let us all welcome our first judge, Nick B. Namoro. Let's welcome our second judge, Rica May Pamparo Culiao. Let us all welcome Sheila May L. Panotes. Let us all welcome Mr. Adrian Kosailitam. Let us all welcome the Chairman of the Board of Judges, Polly Lagyap.
May I now present to you the pageant mechanics and criteria for judging. There will be a consolidated scoring system. Ranking will be based on the combined scores of the candidates in the exposures of the pageant. There will be 5 exposures: production number, casual attire, play suit competition, long gown and formal attire competition, and of course, the question and answer portion. Each exposure is equivalent to 20% of the entire score of the candidate for a total of 100% perfect score. The first 5 candidates from both male and female category with the highest consolidated scores shall compete for the final round. The scoring system will be back to 0. The result of the preliminary competitions have nothing to do with their scores on the final round. There will be 1 question for male and another question for female candidates in the final round. The candidates with the highest score in the final round shall be titled Mr. and Ms ACLC 2021. And now the criteria for judging. Production number, 40%. Poise and bearing, 40%. Overall impact, 20%, for a total score of 100%. Casual wear. Body proportion, 40%. Poise and bearing, 40%. Overall impact, 20%, for a total of 100%. Play suit competition. Body proportion, 40%. Poise and bearing, 40%. Overall impact, 20%, for a total of 100%. Gown and formal attire competition. Beauty of the face, 40%. Stage presence, 40%. Overall impact, 20%, for a total score of 100%. And finally, for the question and answer portion of both preliminary and final round, content of the answer, 50%. Delivery, 30%. Poise and bearing, 20%, for a total score of 100%. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the pageant mechanics and the criteria for judging. Let us witness our candidates glam up and accessorize the ACLC shirt in the casual wear competition.
when I love my figure, figure. I grew a thicker skin. I'm gonna eat you. Gonna beat you like a drum. Gonna chew you like some gum. Go and tell her who I am, baby. Call your mom. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Be messy, baba. Please me, wasabi. Basa, sa, baba. Bam, bam, basa. Be messy, baba. Please me, wasabi. Basa, sa, baba. Stop! Hold the trigger! What? My horn is bigger! When I love my figure, figure. I grew a thicker skin. I'm gonna eat you. Gonna beat you like a drum. Gonna chew you like some gum. Go and tell her who I am, baby. Call your mom. Bam, 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 bam. Bam, 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 bam. Be messy, baba. Please me, wasabi. Basa, sa, baba. Bam, bam, basa. Be messy, baba. Please me, wasabi. Basa, sa, baba. Stop! Hold the trigger! What? My horn is bigger! When I love my figure, figure.
All right, hello, and I am back. Let's give our candidates a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for a job well done in our casual attire competition. We come now to the awarding of the first set of minor awards. For the first award, we have Mr. and Miss Congeniality. And our Mr. and Miss Congeniality are... We have Mr. Thaddeus and Miss Idol.
The presenters are Mr. Joseph Oliva and Miss Lane Marie Sales.
Next up, we have the Mr. and Miss Photogenic. And our Mr. and Miss Photogenic are candidates number 11 and 3.
The presenters are Sir Danilo Ramirez and Ma'am Maribel Nacario.
Next up, we have the Mr. and Miss People's Choice Award. And our Mr. and Miss People's Choice awardees are candidates number 11 and number 3. Once again.
The presenters are Ma'am Salve San Isidro and Sir Ian Tarago.
And to complete the first set of minor awards, we have the Best in Production Number. And our Best in Production Number are candidates number 1 and number 3.
The presenters are Sir John Cabalfin and Ma'am Noemi Cornelio.
Congratulations. Let's give our winners a round of applause, everyone. Thank you very much, candidates. I'm going to have your exit. I'll be calling you back later on. Ladies and gentlemen, ACLC brings you summer in the early March with the Blazesuit competition.
Llégale, suéltate el pelo, levántate, cae, asegúralo. Ve con toda, si él es lo máximo. Azota baldosa, baila para tu papi. Now all the super ladies, I got my baby. If you got your baby, baby. Move your body, dance for your mommy. Rock your body, dance for your mommy. Put your hands up in the air, dance for your man if you can. Put your hands up in the air, move your body, dance for your mommy. Rock your body, dance for your mommy. Put your hands up in the air, dance for your man if you can. Put your hands up in the air, move your body, dance for your mommy. Rock your body, dance for your mommy. My rock is shining bright, even if he ain't by my side. He makes sure that I glow. I make sure everybody knows. Now I'm a super lady.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come now to one of the highlights of every beauty pageant, the formal attire and long gown competition. Let the parade of elegance begin with candidate number 1.
Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. Take it all, ours to take, celebrate because we are the champions, setting it off again. Oh, we on fire. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we all fight like that. Oh, the bond is deeper than skin. The kind of club that we're in, the kind of love that we give. Whoa, ever since the dawn of mankind, we all belong to a tribe. It's good to know this one's mine. Let's start a riot tonight, a pack alliance tonight. In this world, he who stops won't get anything he wants. Play like the top 1% till nothing's left to be spent. We don't care, we won't stop. Call your mothers, call the cops. We are the champions, setting it off again. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Running our campaign, doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Get up, stand up, warrior. Welcome to the other land of dreamers, brothers, sisters, others. Yeah, we all fight like that. Ooh. And nothing's gonna be the same. We are the champions, setting it off again. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. Running our campaign, doing the whole shebang. Oh, we on fire, we on fire. The bigger the body, the harder they fall. Hey, and nothing's gonna be.
Maybe I'm foolish, or maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror, and what do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord, heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry. For making you cry. 'Cause I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put the blame.
Call the ladies out, they're in their finery. 100 jewels on throats, 100 jewels between teeth. Now bring my boys in, they're we tell, dancing around big eyes as well. Even the comatose, they don't dance and tell. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air. So there. So all the cups got broke, shards beneath our feet, but it wasn't my fault. And everyone's competing for a love they won't receive, 'cause what this palace wants is release. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air. So there. I'm kinda older than I was when I rebelled without a care. So there. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. We're on each other's team. And you know we're on each other's team. We're on each other's team. And you know, and you know, and you know.
With her wine-stained lips, yeah, she's nothing but trouble. Cold to the touch, but she's warm as a devil. I gave her my heart, but she won't hear my soul. She takes till I break and I can't give more. You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love. You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love. Trying to break the chains, but the chains only bring me. Chains only bring me alone in the night till she knocks on my door. Oh no, wasted again, but I can't say no. No, baby, tell me why you do me wrong? Baby, tell me why you do me wrong? Gave you my heart, but you took my soul. You got me in chains, oh baby. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. I wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love. You got me in chains. You got me in chains for your love, but I wouldn't change. Wouldn't change. No, I wouldn't change this love. Trying to break the chains, but the chains only bring me. Chains only bring me.
and tell. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air. So there. So all the cups got broke, shards beneath our feet, but it wasn't my fault. And everyone's competing for a love they won't receive, 'cause what this palace wants is release. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air. So there. I'm kinda older than I was when I rebelled without a care. So there. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run.
All right, and I am back once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we come now to one of the most crucial parts of every pageant. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the preliminary question and answer portion, which means we are one step closer to determining this year's Mr. and Ms. ACLC IRIGA. Now let's begin with the male category. I now call on candidate number 1. But before that, candidates, listen well. So the candidates will pick a number with a corresponding hashtag. They shall give their personal view on the hashtag assigned to them for 45 minutes. Once you hear this sound, your time is up. Candidate number 1, you picked number 11. Hashtag frontliners.
Over the past few months, our life has changed drastically. Every day, it seems we must confront a world we cannot recognize. But as we shape our lives during quarantine, let us not forget the unsung heroes who are battling the virus that's spreading throughout our city and our nations. They are putting themselves in the path of this virus in this unprecedented crisis. Today, I would like to take this opportunity to express my support and heartfelt appreciation.
Candidate number 2.
Online learning can be a lifeline to choose half of such as geographical distances or physical disabilities.
Candidate number 3, please.
Social media have a big contribution to our country. We use social media for online selling, advertising, and also for any online transaction. We also use social media to communicate to our family wherever they are around the world. But as a student, our teacher taught us that we need to be responsible for using it. That's why before engaging for any platforms around social media, we need to learn the proper social media etiquette to prevent the negative issues around it. And that's all. Thank you.
Let's have candidate number 4.
Gender equality. Our rules as a person should never be defined based on our sexuality, but rather in the ability of a person. And it also doesn't matter what sexuality of a person expresses. It is bare minimum to, as a same person, to treat people equality. That would be all. Thank you.
Candidate number 5, please.
The gaming app Mobile Legends is one of the most popular mobile games people are using, especially teenagers nowadays. It's amazing. Graphics and features really catch our interest in playing it during leisure time. Gaming online can be our pastime, but not something we can always do for. We have so many more important things to do rather than being addicted to it. We should our serving playing mobile game because that's all. Thank you.
Candidate number 6, please.
Gadgets plays a significant role for us in today's lives. Gadgets makes things not just easier, but also efficiently satisfying, especially in these times of pandemic. These devices help us a lot in terms of communicating, entertainment, and also even in our studies. But these gadgets doesn't make their own purpose. We do. So wisely think on how you'll give importance to these things. Use gadgets to communicate with the people you care because it's best when it brings people together. Thank you.
Let's now have candidate number 7.
Depression. Depression is also known as major depressive disorder. It is a mood disorder that makes you feel constant sadness and lack of interest in life. Most people having depression needs more of our love and affection, and I think we should always be there to listen what they sharing to us. For me, anyone has depression, keep your life going strong, and together we will end depression. And that's all. Thank you.
Candidate number 8, please.
Wearing face masks is one of the preventive measures that limit the spread of certain respiratory diseases, including coronavirus. That's why wearing face masks is very essential nowadays. On the contrary, even if face masks almost cover the half of our faces, it couldn't hide the goodness of our hearts. In this time of pandemic, we choose to help, share our blessings with our own little ways. By this, we became an inspiration to others. We may not be able to see the beautiful smile on their faces, however, the sparkle in their eyes shows the sincerest gratitude and new hope in this challenging time. And the greatest weapon we can have today is guarding ourselves with faith and prayer. May this situation help us realize that the Lord is always with us and will never leave us alone. Thank you.
Candidate number 9.
Being raised by a Christian family, I was being taught that killing is a sin, and so with abortion. Abortion is a murder, brutally killing the fetus in the womb of its mother in different ways. Imagine of what children who were victims of abortion can be if they have the chance to live in this wonderful life. We should build a world where children do not have to face this inhuman act, where children are not being deprived of the life God has given to them. Let's all be one in eradicating abortion for our common humanity, one that could finally give children the life they deserve. And that's all. Thank you.
Candidate number 10.
We are born in a society that stands for unauthenticity. That's why there's a lot of allegation and concern of fake news. Nowadays, we need to be more aware and be careful of what's happening in our environment.
We must know how to evaluate and find things and find evidence before we confirm if it's true or not. Because at the end of the day, I, you, and ourselves will be the one to know what is authentic and real. Thank you.
Finally, candidate number 11.
After the whammy of several natural disasters, there was a clamor to institute a so-called academic freeze or cessation of formal education. I, for one, do not downplay the effects of the COVID pandemic, but to impose an imagined solution to a highly complex issue is an act of arrogance. For me, insisting on academic freeze is pointless unless we fix the issue in our educational system. Questionable modules, overworked teacher, flawed system and processes, apathetic students, just to name a few. Until that happens, there's no reason we should put education for many on hold in order to capitulate the demands of the privileged few. Hail education! Thank you.
May I now call on the ladies for the female category. with candidate number 1.
Poverty is an undeniable reality for most of us Filipinos. We have seen the different phases of poverty in the guise of the jobless, the homeless, the hungry, and the neglected. While poverty is indeed a problem, it should never be a reason for us to stumble and stop chasing our dreams. Instead, let's take poverty as an inspiration to do better, bolder, and seize each day. With poverty, we are given with 2 choices. We can stay with the cycle of poverty until our last breath, or we can diligently strive to be more and not to be less. To win against the challenges of poverty and to improve the quality of our living. As a student, the best thing that we can do.
Your time is up. Candidate number 2, please.
Not to bullying. I stand strong against bullying, and I believe that being bullied is not to be ashamed of, yet it is to be called out. Being a bully doesn't mean that you are strong or powerful. It only shows that you are weak, insecure, and immature to belittle someone who is weaker than you. Bullying must stop, and all of us must take part. Thank you.
Let's now have candidate number 3.
The hashtag that I pick is women empowerment. Tracing years back, women have been valued less and treated less. But as generations go by, we women stood up and proved our worth to the world, regardless of our body type, skin color, religion, and economic background, as long as it's all considerate and respectful to everyone. We women are born to be respected and to be leaders. We can also influence and make change to our society and make it a better place. And for me, that is women empowerment. Thank you.
Candidate number 4, please.
As a humanities and social sciences student and a part of the Filipino community, it is our duty and responsibility to be well aware about the current events that are happening in our country. The anti-terrorism law is a law that is concerned to the concept of human rights protection. Our country, which is the Philippines, is in need of this law because we are all aware about the crimes that are happening that are inevitable, and the best way to combat it is to enact a law that will protect our liberty and punish those who takes it away from us. Remember that nothing is more precious than having a peaceful life, and that is what we all deserve. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Candidate number 5, please.
We live in an era where technologies are present. Vloggers are public figures who are inevitably put to be judged. I admire those vloggers who are good influencers and who give motivations in our life. But despite all of their achievements and triumphs, they also face a lot of struggles, yet they still manage to stand tall and sturdy. As a candidate, I want to be like them. Someone who put her heart into action, inspire others by her story, and make a difference. I am standing here believing in myself that I can make an impact to others because I'm a phenomenal woman with strong mind and a pure heart. Thank you.
Candidate number 6.
One of the foundations of a child is the values they have at home. The catch is that the things we believe in and the personality that describes us is the values that our family inculcate to us. With family values, we don't just carry our familial virtues, but most importantly, we show where our heart as Filipino stands. I believe when kids are exposed to act of loving kindness at a young age, they catch the community service bug for life. Thank you.
Candidate number 7.
Mental health has always been an important issue. It includes emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Our situation today has changed everyone's lifestyles and left many adults feeling stressed, anxious, and struggling to cope, and it brought our mental health at risk and vulnerable. We have a role to play in protecting our physical health, and like manners, it is also our role to protect our mental illness, to protect ourselves from mental illness. Always remember that mental health is just as important as caring of your physical health. Thank you.
Candidate number 8.
Means you value yourself, and having a sense of self-value,
You're a person who deserves great respect with great heart to humanity that everyone would love and treasure. We need to learn how to see our true selves in different aspects. May it be in values and the way we perceive things. Just remember that we are in the midst of pandemic, but don't be afraid because God will always be with us. That would be all. Thank you and good afternoon.
Candidate number 9.
Hashtag new normal. We are almost 12 months into COVID-19 pandemic and infection, and deaths are accelerating in many parts of the world. Staying at least 6 feet away from anyone not living in your household can help prevent the widespread of virus. After a year of pandemic, we are starting to see a way to restore health, economies, and societies together. Long-term planning and investment will enable us to rebuild more resilient societies and help achieve our common vision to become the healthiest and safest region. Because I believe with our collective effort, we will heal as one nation, as one world. That will be all. Thank you.
Candidate number 10.
Hashtag quarantine. The best thing you can do to stay healthy and to help your community stay healthy in this crisis is to stay at home as much as possible. The word quarantine doesn't have to be a scary thing. It is an effective way to protect the public. Our government used quarantine to stop the virus. Our country has been in quarantine for a year now, safe and full of hope. While we're on quarantine, isolation, or lockdowns, we must stay calm, stay positive, and cooperate with the authorities. We understand that being cooped up inside may be unbearable, but the time will pass in your forced staycation. Thank you.
Candidate number 11.
Racism is nothing but a discrimination based upon a race or ethnicity. It's a kind of feeling that one race is considered superior than the other race. I believe that there are no excuses for racial discrimination, but there are each one as own individual differences which make us all unique. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 11. And that's a wrap for our preliminary question and answer portion. Let us once again give our candidates a round of applause for a job well done this afternoon. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, we will be serenaded by our very own Mr. Ian Carlos C. Tarago. Let us give him a round of applause.
There's a calm surrender to the break of day, when the heat of a rolling wind makes us turn away. An enchanted moment, and it sees me through. That the twisting kaleidoscope just to be with you. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds. That we got is far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. Time for everyone, if they only learn that the twisting kaleidoscope moves us all in turn. There's a rhyme and a reason to the course. When the heat of the starter's Voyager beats in time with yours. And can you feel the love tonight? It is where we are. It's enough for this wide wanderer that we got this far. And can you feel the love tonight? How it's laid to rest. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best. It's enough to make kings and vagabonds believe the very best.
Let us give Mr. Ian Carlo Tarago a round of applause, everyone. All right, here we come now to the awarding of the second set of minor awards. And our best in casual attire are candidates number 11 and number 3. And our best in play suit are candidates number 11 and number 3. Once again. And our best in long gown is candidate number 3. And our best in formal attire is candidate number 11. And that's it for our second set of minor awards. Let's give the winners a round of applause, everyone. We come now to the distribution of certificate of participation to our candidates. Thank you very much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the announcement of our top 5 candidates for both the female and the male category. Let me begin with the top 5 finalists in the male category. Starting off with candidate number 6. We also have candidate number 9. You may join them, candidate number 1. We also have candidate number 10. And to complete our top 5 finalists in the male category, candidate number 11. And now, to the female category. First up, we have candidate number 3. We also have candidate number 4. You may join them, candidate number 8. Next up, candidate number 11. And to complete candidates in the female category. Candidate number 5. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our top 5 female finalists. For the final question and answer portion, the candidates will pick a number with a corresponding question. They shall answer the question within 60 seconds. Once you hear this sound, your time is up. May I repeat? You have 60 seconds to answer the question. Let's begin with candidate number 11, please. Your question is, most of the young people today are into different social media platforms, and what advice would you give them to maintain a healthy social media life?
Spread love, not hate. Share uplifting positive posts in support of causes, subjects, and person you care about. Delete anything that is irrelevant, embarrassing, and disrespectful. Less is more and more is less. Post only what is important. That would be all. Thank you.
Let's have now candidate number 10. Question number 1. What is the most important life lesson that you believe young people should learn today?
Is to have motivate ourselves and find lights of every dark, and if we find lights, we will be the lights of someone else dark, and that would be all. Thank you.
10. Candidate number 1, please. He picked question number 3. What do you think is the most important role of students like you in the new normal?
Students around the world are suffering. Students around the world are struggling and adjusting to the new mode of learning due to pandemic. For me, the most important role of a student is to keep on studying and always look for a bigger picture of everything. Even though we're facing this kind of COVID-19 pandemic, to all the students out there, let's keep striving and to all the students out there, let's keep striving, and even though it's quite difficult due to this problem, let's surpass this all together, because we, the youth, the students, are the hope and builder of a better tomorrow.
Your
Thank
time
you.
is up. Thank you very much. Candidate number 9. Question number 4, please. For you, what are the advantages of being a student of ACLC College IRIGA?
ACLC IRIGA is ACLC's the advantages of being ACLC student is that and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 9. Next up, our last candidate, candidate number 6. He got question number 2. As a young gentleman, how can you be an exemplar of gender equality?
Good afternoon. It all starts with respect. As a student and as a citizen in this country, we should prioritize respecting LGBTQ. We should all see the positive that they give. Like some of our teachers or LGBTQ at this pageant, they help us to strive more, believe in ourselves, and also respecting us. Respecting ourselves should be and also respecting another. After all, we were all created by one God. We live in this world He created. So let's give regards to each other and love one another. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 6. And that's a wrap for the final Q&A in the male category. Now let me call on our ladies for the final Q&A, female category. Let's begin with candidate number 3. Question number 1, please. What makes you most proud as an ACLC student?
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, our education system changed to distance learning. What makes me proud is that ACLC is the #1 online school in our country. Because of that, I easily adopt the online education. Not just that, ACLC is an institution which continuously produces globally competitive graduates. Competitive and always ready to fast-changing world, ready to adopt, and someone who cannot just survive but can create a great difference in our society. And I believe someday in the future, I will be proud to say that I am a graduate from ACLC. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 3. Candidate number 5, please. Question number 3, please. Do you think being beautiful would get you far in life? Why or why not?
Para sa akin, hindi dahilan ng kagandahan upang malayo ang iyong mararating. Dahil, aanhin mo pa ang kagandahan kung wala ka namang kaalam-alam sa mga bagay sa paligid mo. Dapat ay maging strong lang tayo and ipagmalaki natin sa lahat ng tao na kahit hindi tayo maganda ay malayo ang ating mararating. Salamat.
Thank you very much, candidate number 5. Next up, we have our next candidate. Please pick a number. Question number 5. Statistics show that cases of depression is on the rise these days. What advice would you give to persons going through depression?
4.2 billion years ago, when God gave us up two priceless and valuable gifts, which is the life and earth. They are congruent because life is to be the stewards of the earth, and earth is to serve as home of all life forms. We all can agree that COVID-19 pandemic also taught us lessons we never thought. There's a saying that we should love ourselves because if we don't, who else will? In that way, we can be able to see our own worth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 8. Next up, candidate number 11. Question number 4, please. What is your most important realization during the COVID-19 pandemic?
This pandemic has made me become aware of certain things in life. I realized that as a society, we have not high place on things actually matter, such as environmental health and mental health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, candidate number 11. And finally, candidate number 4. Question number 2, please. In the advent of online learning, how would you think can a student balance his or her academic and social media life?
As someone whose life seems to depend on the social media, I admit that sometimes I often tend to prioritize my social media life first. But the first thing that I've realized in this pandemic is that my academic life is much important than my social media life. I've also realized that this pandemic has given us a lot of lessons that we should bring to improve our future. So the best thing to balance your academic life and your social media life is to prioritize what matters first and
to know that your future depends on what you do today. Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, candidate number 4. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for the final question and answer portion. It all depends on the board of judges to decide. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome once again on stage our top finalists in the final look.
Say what they want, and I know they're gonna say what they want, but I feel it changing. I can taste it. I'm on the wave and I won't waste it. I have been patient, but I'm not waiting anymore. Not anymore. No, that ceiling crashed. So what? Still got knives in my back. So what? So I'm tied to the tracks. Yeah, I'm gonna dance on broken glass. And here I go, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go. And here I go, here I go. I bet on me and my own heartbeat when all the odds are piling like bricks around my feet. You know it's more than just for.
And for the final time, on behalf of the pageant committee and ACLC IRIGA, I would like to thank the following sponsors: Polylegat Fashion Library, Prime Digital Printing Center, Prime Studio, Regal Plaza Hotel and Resort, Marvin Lieno. Our board of judges: Mr. Nick Namoro, Ms. Sheila Panotes, Ms. Rika May Colgao, and Mr. Adrian Litang. We'd also like to thank Mr. Wawi Oliva and Company, our official makeup artist, the handlers, the parents, and our guests for this afternoon. We'd also like to thank, of course, the ACLC faculty and staff. We'd also like to thank the pageant technical team, Mrs. Joe Vincent Samarita, our pageant choreographer, Mr. John Robert Gabalfin and Mr. Ian Carlo Tarago, our pageant directors, Dr. Ameline Serios, the ACLC IRIGA School Director, Mrs. Maria Cosnelita, our ACLC Managing Director, and Ms. Stephanie Litang. Also like to thank Ms. Colin Piel Sumalabe and Mr. Steve Silorico for my look and my wardrobe. Any moment now, ladies and gentlemen, we will find out the new Mr. and Ms. ACLC IRIGA 2021. Moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen. It all comes down to this one big announcement. Let's begin the awarding and crowning in the male category. And our Mr. ACLC fourth runner-up is candidate number 9. And our Mr. ACLC fourth runner-up is candidate number 5. And our Mr. ACLC third runner-up is candidate number 10. And our Miss ACLC third runner-up is candidate number 11. And our Mr. ACLC second runner-up is candidate number 1. And our Ms. ACLC second runner-up is candidate number 8. And our Mr. ACLC first runner-up, which leaves the last candidate as our Mr. ACLC IRIGA 2021. You are our first runner-up, candidate number 6. And our Miss ACLC first runner-up is candidate number 4. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the newest Mr. and Miss ACLC IRIGA 2021. Candidate number 11 and candidate number 3, Jamila Isaiah Ivo and Barbie Ann Floriano. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Barbie Ann Floriano and Jamila Isaiah Ivo, our new Mr. and Miss ACLC IRIGA. Let's give them another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Barbie Ann Floriano, our Miss ACLC IRIGA 2021 in her first walk.
Long nights, felt words that cut like knives. I know they were gonna say what they want. I know they were gonna say what they want. I feel it changing, I can taste it. I'm on the wave and I won't waste it. I have been patient, but I'm not waiting anymore. Not anymore, no. I'm gonna dance on broken glass. Hey, I'm broken.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jamil Isaiah Ivo in his first walk as Mr. ACLC IRIGA.
I still believe. I'm gonna dance on broken glass. Hey, I'm broken glass, and I'm gonna make that ceiling crash. That ceiling crash. So what? Still got knives in my back. So what? So I'm tied to the tracks. Yeah, I'm gonna dance on broken glass. You know I got my bottom.
Let's welcome back on stage the Mr. and Miss ACLC IRIGA winners.
Yeah, here I go, here I go. Hey, here I go. Yeah, here I go, here I go. Hey, here I go, here I go. I bet on me in my own heart.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's our wrap for today. This has been Vinny Linares saying goodbye and happy